heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Genosha here, and now, before we do begin, let us just give a brief little review. In the last part we had quite a lot of things happening. Now, in the last part we had Deku. Deku, he was still trying to adjust to his powers. It's been 4 months since him and Hulk have merged together into one personality. And Deku, his powers are operating a lot more like his cousin She-Hulk, where he can increase in size and increase in strength and muscle mass. Now, Deku, he took down the Sinister Six with the help of a few other mutants. And right now, after talking to Tony Stark, Deku has learned quite a bit. Genosha has been established as a place for mutants to stay at. Mutants are even encouraged to come here because of the recent events with the Mutant Massacre, where mutants were put on a watch list and people took justice, as they called it, into their own hands trying to take them down. Now, Deku, yeah. He heard from Tony that not only has no evidence on his grandfather been found of him even being alive or dead, there also is the fact that his uncle, the Abomination, might be in Genosha with Magneto. And he would go to Genosha to try and verify these claims. But if the Avengers head towards that way, it won't look good for them. Especially because there are very, very strict guidelines for going to Genosha. And one very strict requirement is being a mutant. Because otherwise, yeah, Magneto might turn him into a crushed soda can. Now then, with that being said, we actually do have Deku, who, whenever he did also return to the mansion, he talked to Jean. And Jean, after Deku went to go research things with Beast about his own powers, hers were acting up. And they were a bit strange. Now, Deku, he's currently standing there in a room with everybody, and it's been about a few hours. Right now, Charles, he's heard what Deku's talked about from Iron Man, and hearing what Deku's saying, going to Genosha, and making sure that they're not getting up to anything, it does sound like a very good option. Charles, however, yeah, he's not really too sure. He knows that Genosha is supposed to be a place for mutants to stay. However, if mutants they do go there and they flee their homes, then Genosha, it is also a bit of a double-edged sword. There are a massive amount of mutants there. And if people suddenly see a massive amount of mutants gathering, what are they going to think? There are two options that could happen. Mutants are trying to form and establish a city for their own. However, they could also be organizing and getting ready for an attack. Those are two options on the table. And right now, with the public uproar and the way the public has been seeing mutants, they're thinking that mutants, they may be establishing and getting ready for a war. Now, Deku, he does hear about a lot of what Charles does say. And right now, Charles, he does take into consideration what's happening, as he actually does going to sit down and try to reach out with Cerebro. And while that actually is happening, we do actually have Deku. As Deku, he actually does get done with a bit of training today. And right now, he does go walking out of the training room and going to turn. Him seeing Rogue. Hey, what is it? Oh, hi. Your shirt. Oh, yeah, I sort of had to cut out the arms. They tore a bit. Along with that, these aren't Well, this doesn't stretch. Right. So, I had a question. What's up? I've been having trouble with a few things, sorting out a lot in my head. And recently, I had trouble with something else. It's about Jean. Is she okay? I don't know exactly, but in my head, some memories are clashing together and conflicting. I mean, I still remember some of your stuff. I remember some of Kirk's, I remember some of Kitty's, some of Logan's, everyone's. But Jean's, hers feel weird. I don't know. And that's the issue. What do you mean? I'm not sure how to explain it, but Jean, her powers are acting up. I don't know. I think she might be developing them more, I guess, or having a secondary mutation, as Charles mentioned it. I'm not sure, but talk to her about it, because I'm not too sure how to explain it. And if she does go on the mission and these act up, I'm not too sure if she could be a liability. Um, okay, I will. Thanks for letting me know, but you said memories are conflicting. Hmm? Yeah, they are. It's, I'll be okay. I need a second to sort through everything in my head. Are you sure? Yes, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But, it's Jean that I'm worried about. Okay, but Rogue, if you need to talk, just, let me know. I'll do that, but I just wanted to bring this up to you because there's something going on. I'm not sure. Okay, I got it, I got it. I'll talk to her and see what's going on. I'll check with her and get back to you, but if you need to, talk to Storm, maybe Charles. He might be able to help you out. Right. Um, I'll do that. See what he can figure out. Okay, do you know where she's at right now? No, I think she's in the library. Okay, I'll check. Thanks, Rogue. Deku bringing his hand up and turning. Him's not going to jog away. And right now, Rogue, she actually is going to bring up her own hand. Her going to bring up her left hand. As her does so, her hand is start to turn green. Her looking down at that before just going to bring it up. And she's confused. As she's going to stare down at it before just going to try and calm down. That has been happening a lot. It doesn't make sense. Now, there actually is in the library. Where Jean, right now she's sitting down. And she's trying to focus on a lot. Right now she's trying to catch up on a few things and read through a few articles. Some that she's been curious about and looking into. Okay, so everything she's been looking into, it looks fine. It looks good. Her feeling a sudden sharp pain in her head. Before just going to bring her hand up, and some of the objects in the room just start to float up. Her going to jerkily look around as a few chairs are floating, a few books, and even the table, along with her chair and her hair. And right now, they're actually just going to sort of shock back into the right state of mind, and everything is going to fall. Her looking back around as there's no one in here. And right now, she's going to stare back down at her hands. Her powers. Are they getting unstable? What's wrong? Her bringing her hand down. As she does so, the table is going to burst into flames in that spot. Her pulling her hand backwards before just going to directly bring up a book and slam it down. Her slamming it down to the flame as it is going to extinguish. And she's confused. Bring her hand up. her are going to turn towards the fire. She pyrokinesis? Her powers are turning into pyrokinesis. Now, Road is going to look out towards the flame. And right now she's going to bring her hand up. As Road shows so, the flame, it does just want to dance around. Before her hand is going to ignite. Her staring at that, as she does look. It doesn't burn. It doesn't hurt. It's so... Deku opening the door. As the moment he does, Rogue, Jean is going to turn. Her going to extinguish the flames, as she actually is going to look back towards Deku. Hey, what are you doing in here? I thought we were going to hang out today. Oh, right. Right. How have you been doing? I've been fine. It's just a lot's been going on. How have you been doing though? I've been better. It's complicated, and Rogue told me a few things. Really? Yeah. Rogue said that your memories are acting up, and I'm worried. Rogue has a lot going through her head, and I know I have a lot going through mine. I know that you said that you had issues too, and you don't talk about them, but you're starting to worry me. Izuku, I'm fine. No, Rogue, you're deflecting. Listen, I know you, and I know when you're worried. And right now, you look worried. Listen, if something's going on, you can tell me. I mean, I tell you everything that goes on with me. I've been getting better at this. I've been actually doing it and getting improvements. I mean, look at me. I'm not the same person I was before. And you've been deflecting me for a while. I haven't been deflecting you. Rogue, you have. I mean, every time we hang out, you seem distant. You seem caught up or just, I don't know, zoning off into space. You're making me worry about you, okay? Deku's stepping forwards. As everybody does so, Jean, she just gonna step forwards as well. Her going to directly walk past and going to directly turn her hand. Her opening the book, covering the scorch mark. Izuku, it's just... I don't know. A lot's been going through my head. I get that. But again, you can talk to me. I mean, I might not be able to help, but I could try telling you what I think could help you. Jean, I care for you. And I do worry. Izuku, I understand, but really, I'll be fine. Now, Jean is going to directly walk up to Deku. Her going to look up towards him and wrap her arms around his neck, telling him that things will be okay. You say that, but anytime I think things are okay, I don't know. I sabotage things somehow. Izuku, you care a lot. Okay? And I'll be okay. Now, Deku and Jean will go to kiss. And right now, Jean, whenever they do go to kiss, something feels strange. She feels her mind somewhat slip away. I mean, she started to understand this power, but then there's something else with it. There's something more to it. And she felt it reaching towards her. So she reached back. And right now there actually is her eyes. Whenever Deku does go pull away from her, she actually is going to look directly back up towards Deku. And Deku, he's confused by something. The way she's staring at him looks differently. Are you okay? I'm fine. Are you sure? I am. However, her grabbing onto Deku's shirt before going to pull him back in for another kiss. And as that does actually happen, you notice somebody who was walking by. Somebody who, when they did go to hear something like a loud thud, they did go to turn towards the door. And when they go to look at the door, they went to go knock on it. As from the door they go to open up, there actually was Deku standing there. Hi. Hey. So, what happened? It's nothing. It's nothing. Um, just, I fell over. The chair couldn't support my weight. Right. But your shirt. Yeah, yeah. It ripped. You sure? Yeah, I gotta go. I, um, I gotta call Mr. Stark. Now, Deku, he does get Rookie walk past her. As whenever Bakugo does go to turn towards Deku, she does going to look back into the room towards Jean. Jean going to Durkee bring her hand up, and somewhat going to wave off Deku. Her giving a bit of a cheeky smile. And right now, Jean does go to Durkee stare back towards Bakugo. He's very shy. What? Where's the broken chair? I already took care of it. Don't worry about it. I fixed it. You fixed it. I did. Don't worry about it. Okay. Um, well, I'm gonna go then. I had to talk to Storm about something. Bakugo gonna turn. As her does so, Jean is somewhat gonna stare at Bakugo. She knows how Bakugo does feel. Izuku is hers though. I mean, they are dating. Will they grow up with one another? Deku, he likes her more. Now, there actually is over with everybody else. They're starting to gather things a bit more together. And Deku, he's still trying to somewhat recover from the strange way Jean was acting. I mean, she was, well, a lot more aggressive today. But that's weird. They're both, I mean, they've never been like that before. And he's always been trying to be careful. And, well, Jean, she tore his shirt whenever she tried to kiss him. I mean, hell, she was aggressive earlier. What was all that about, though? I mean, it caught him off guard. Especially whenever he was thrown into a chair. Now, Deku, he does want to look off into space. As right now, Logan, he does get to ask Deku exactly if he's alright. Yes, I'm fine, I'm fine. I, uh, I tried talking to Jean earlier. She seemed off, or, well, I don't know, evasive, but, uh, I don't, never mind. I don't really think I should ask you about that. Hmm? Okay, kid. Um, off how exactly? I don't know. She just seems a lot more sure of herself, I guess. There's no real good way to put it. Okay. So, whenever you say off, are you talking about when you two were talking, or did something else happen? Or do you not want to talk about it? No, no, it's just, me and Jean, I tried talking to her, and I think she wanted to get closer together. Oh, right. Uh, Yikes. That type of thing. Yeah, kid, I'm just gonna leave that alone. I mean, you're already at, you're, I'm, hmm, well, you're already 18, so I guess you're good. But, best advice I can give you is be careful and avoid the crazy ones. What type of advice is that? It's good advice. Now, with that being said, I'm just gonna let that one sink in. Anyways, now, the X-Men would head off towards Genosha. And right now, there actually is where Jean and Shio's on board. As when the jet jets go flying off, they do eventually arrive. And as that does happen, we do actually have over in Genosha. Magneto, him and the Brotherhood of Mutants, they actually pick up a strange object flying towards them. And right now, after being able to identify it as Charles and everyone, he was actually quite intrigued. As when they did go to land, Magneto was there to greet them. And Deku, he does walk out with everybody. As Jean, she's right behind him, and Deku, he actually does somewhat feel a bit uneasy by what he does see. Right now, there's a small city around them. I mean, there's buildings that are tall and some that are still being built. This place is insane. I mean, there are mutants flying around, there are mutants everywhere. It's a place to call home. No one here would be a freak. That means what does go through Deku's mind. And right now, Magneto, he does get to directly see Izuku, as he does know that he's the Hulk. Now, Magneto will go to walk over, him bringing his hands up and introducing them to Genosha, asking his old friend Charles exactly why he's here to visit. I was curious as to what was going on here. Now, well, I see that you've been truthful to what you were saying. However, you do understand where I have my own concerns. I understand, old friend. However, are you acting on your own concerns or somebody else's? I am acting on my own concerns. You do understand how the public views all of this. I do understand. But frankly, Charles, I do not care what the humans think. They are not involved here. You say that, but they are. They gave you this land, did they not? They had to give me this land. What do you mean? I told them that I would be establishing a safe haven for mutants, and I told them where I would put it. Now, you understand where I'm going with this. This land here, Charles, is ours. If anyone wants to try and take it or apprehend it from us, they will encounter trouble. Magneto, my friend, you understand exactly how this will be viewed. I know, Charles. However, whenever we get things fully operational, they will see how things are. They will see how we are peaceful. Our cities are nice. And we do not need them involved with our affairs. I see. Well, now, Charles, I see that you brought your friend here. Magneto going to walk over, him bringing his hand up from behind his back, and asking if he happens to be Izuku. Hmm? Yes, yes, they could bring his hand out, and shaking Magneto's. It's nice to meet you. You're the Hulk, are you not? Um, Yes, we are. Hmm, I see. Well, now, I've heard quite a bit of things about you. You have? Yes. I invite you to stay here in Genosha. In fact, we will have a place set up for you very soon. And I do wish to speak to you further, Izuku. You understand. In fact, I believe that you could be a prime example as to why mutants cannot be involved with humans. You see how the public has treated you and even has demonized you. Have you not? I have, but I mean, it's just everything that they're trying to do. I can understand their issues. You can. But you are not seeing things from your own side. Are you not, Izuku? I have been. I try and look at things from my perspective and theirs. I see. Charles, exactly what have you been teaching him? I've been teaching him quite a lot, and he does understand things. He is smart and intelligent. What I have taught him, he has decided to learn from and keep in his own curriculum. I see. Well then, let's hope that you can learn a few things from Genosha, Hirazuku. And all of you. I'm sure you will like it here. In fact, I will have someone bring you dinner soon. Now, follow me. Magneto leading them away. And right now, Deku, he is still somewhat intrigued. Him looking around as they would arrive at a place to stay. Now then, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.